Brian Zucker, Impact Entrepreneur, here at SOCAP22 in San Francisco with Brigit Helms. Hi, Brigit.
Hi, Lori. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Brigit, tell me about your organization. What is its name?
It's Miller Center for Social Entrepreneurship at Santa Clara University. We are a social enterprise accelerator. What we do is we have this trifecta business model where we combine global social enterprises from all around the world. And by the way, we've accelerated more than 1,300 enterprises from sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, Latin America, with executive mentors. And we now have about nearly 400 executive mentors, primarily from Silicon Valley, but not exclusively. And then the third sort of leg of that trifecta are the students at Santa Clara University. And they get hands-on immersive learning opportunities working directly with the entrepreneurs that have been through our accelerator program, helping them to implement some of the strategic initiatives that they identify that they need to grow.
And again, what year was the Miller Center established?
Right. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year, which is so exciting. And what it really also means is that the founders of Miller Center were so prescient, Lori. You know, in 1997, no one was talking about social entrepreneurship or impact entrepreneurship, right? Yet, these founders really understood the importance and the power of entrepreneurship and innovation that is found in Silicon Valley and how to bring those dimensions to bear to solve the thorny problems in the world.
Tell me, how do you find the entrepreneurs that you work with? Because they're all over the world. Presumably you have more applying than you can accept in any given cohort. So how does that process look?
Right, that's a really good question. So increasingly we're relying on partners on the ground in the geographies where we're working. So for instance, there's a plethora of incubators and accelerators that already exist in all around the world. I think a recent study identified, thousands, maybe 6,000 or 7,000 incubators and accelerators around the world. There are also impact investors, for instance, that receive applications. For every 100 applications, maybe they fund 3 or 4. So what happens to the other 96, 97? Well, some of them may be really good candidates for us. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect the dots across the ecosystem and work with those that are focusing on earlier stage companies than we focus on in order to identify the best ones, but then also thinking downstream about the impact investors who typically fund those that are a little more advanced or more at a higher stage of their development, and looking at finding out what do they really need so that we can make sure that our accelerator program really supports them to achieve investment readiness for those other entrepreneurs, investors.
And so here at SOCAP, you just finished a showcase for the audience of the entrepreneurs, and I hear it went extraordinarily well. I'd love to hear a little bit about that. And also just beyond the showcase, why is the Miller Center at SOCAP, and what kind of connections are you seeking to make, and what do you need as an organization right now?
Thank you. And yes, you're right. We're just wrapping up an in-residence program where last week we were at Santa Clara University and working with the entrepreneurs. We have 9 entrepreneurs from all over the world focusing on water and agriculture. And what we did is we put them through sort of mock investor panels and get them, ready to talk to real, let's say, investors who are here at SOCAP, and we just had the pitch session, just ended now. I'm hoping that some deals are being done right now. So the main thing that we're focusing on is that how might we drive the capital that is represented here at SOCAP to the entrepreneurs in our in-residence program in the first instance. And then there, in addition to those 9, I think there may be nearly 40 former Miller Center participants, Miller Center alumni who are here in one way or another. So our interest is in driving the capital to all of our alumni. So making those connections with the entrepreneurs, making the connections with the investors, that's first and foremost. Number 2 is recruitment. We're looking for new entrepreneurs to join our program, and we focus on women's economic empowerment and climate resilience. We work with companies that are what we call post-revenue startup, 50 to 500,000 in revenue. Those are the ones that are the most suited for our program. So love to have you come and sign up. And then thirdly, looking for funding for Miller Center. Miller Center is part of a nonprofit university. We receive about 30% of our budget from the university, and we raise the rest. So if you want to get a lot of leverage on your philanthropic funding, then Miller Center could be an interesting opportunity for you. And increasingly, I don't think there are a lot of corporates here at SOCAP, but more broadly, as we know, many corporations are trying to find ways to make good on their ESG commitments. And we have a corporate partnership that we recently worked on, where we did a study that showed that for every dollar they put into our accelerator program, it produced $260 of revenue improvement among the entrepreneurs that were accelerated. So that's a pretty good leverage.
It sure is. It sure is. Please share with the audience your website address so they can find you.
Okay, it's millersocent.org. So Miller, SOCENT for social enterprise.org.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brigit.